Hello, hello, everyone. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to Face Card Making Space. Live, unscripted, unfiltered. Crafty chaos, man. Unpaid intern sitting in the corner,
That's me.
driving me insane already.
Yep.
Literally.
I was trying to get her to laugh on camera.
He was being a troll, and I'm just like, no, stop it. Wah. Anyway, it's September. And I'm already losing my mind. Things are just bonkers in a fun way, but just we still have 3 weeks to go of literal chaos. So, anywho, mm, yeah, gonna do the live today, and I am still planning on doing my Sunday lives. If for some reason, I just have too much on my plate or whatever, I will post a heads up, on my YouTube page and on my other socials and stuff, and just say like, Amy needs a little bit of extra time, but as of right now, still planning on doing them. So we'll just see where everything goes. It is literally going to be chaos. Because again, we're just getting started. We're on day 7. I've done 4 collab videos or posted 4 collab videos so far. Several more to come, along with those that looked at the supply list. I did a video for the Waffleflower September release. We're going to use more of it today because it's so good. We'll get into it in a second. And then, there's other releases coming, blog hops and video hops and so many things. So many things. It's all good. I'm just losing my mind. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah. What disclaimers do I need to make? 1, always. Affiliate links. That's what I do. That's what helps pay the bills. Just means that if you click on any of my links, I get a little kickback if you end up placing an order. It does not cost you anything at all. That's how those work. 2, with the Sunday lives, there's a little giveaway doobly-doo in the doobly-doo, the description box below the video. He puts it in the chat. It's only during the live. If you put your name and address in, he picks a winner. I mail out the card I make whenever I actually get to the post office, because who knows if I'm even going to get there this month. It's nuts. And I think that's all the disclaimers that I need to make before we get going. Yeah, it is nuts. It is fun, but it's nuts. Okay. I think that was all of our... Oh, thank you, Zon. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, happy September. It's starting to hit now because I have so much on my plate between work stuff, all the extra content I do, life stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm kind of losing my mind, but things are good. So, Waffleflower September release. Like I said, I did a video. I have it linked in the description box below because that went up on just a couple days ago. So I did a video. I kind of went over those new blender brushes. We'll look at those in a second. And that one was, I did the book theme card, which I can show. I pulled them out. I was kind of sort of prepared. Okay, let me, you lose your mind every September. You make it out with a little less sanity every year. Ha! Truth. That is 100% true. It really is. Okay, let me remember how my software works. Goodness, you guys. Okay, so I posted the video for this a couple days ago. I made a little book themed card with some of the new release mixed with a couple oldie but goodie favorites. Loves it. It was super cute. This release is so good. So good. And then bookmarks. The stamp set's new. These were not. The stencil set, the actual bookmark, like Wafer Die and stencils, came out like last year, something like that. And now we've got add-ons, which Waffleflower is super good about, adding on little stencils and stamps and things to, keep using your stuff, which love. So love that. Oh, thank you, Kareen. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. So this video is already up. It was pre-recorded, you know, I did all my things. So that's linked in the description box below. Loads of fun. I loved making it. And then the brushes. So don't blame anyone because, yeah, new brushes, you know, and different, and we're all losing our minds. So I did go over these somewhat in that video. And I used one in that video. I also used one just in the video that went up this morning. I used one of these brushes. I'm just storing them like this in the packaging that came in. I showed that in the previous video. This was not my idea. I stole this idea from Nina at Waffleflower in the graphics she had sent me. I was like, what has she got them in? And I was like, oh, they cut down the packaging. Perfect. So I showed that in the video. The only thing I did extra is I put cardstock, like a piece of cardstock in the bottom. Yeah, because you can see so that my ink doesn't transfer from brush to brush. And so far that's been working for me. So that's all I've been doing. Nothing crazy or nothing. And yeah, they come in like sets. So there's the greens, there's the reds, and then there's what they call the creams. And they were great. Like they're great brushes. The Waffleflower, again, on their site, they always do like little videos. They're not very long, and they explain things and the thought process and how it's supposed to use blah blah blah. So yeah, there's info out there. The big one is like this is how they're like meant to be. Oh dear, you know, comfortable, ergonomic, all that kind of stuff. That's basically what I do. Like I hold them like that, and they're soft, and they're big. And if you've got brushes you love, wonderful. You know, we do not need all the things. I don't need all the things, but you know, when something new comes out, I'm like, ooh, want. So that's how I'm storing them. And I just have them in, I don't have a link for this. This is a basket, you know, but this works. I was like, derp. I'm going to squeeze them in there. And then I have a tray. I did link to these. I get them in sets because people, again, you know, they ask and I get it. So I've got a whole set of these trays. And that's the tray I keep the double-ended ones in, which I don't use as much. But now, because these were behind something else. So when I pulled out this little basket to put these in, I was like, oh. So yeah. Stick those in there. Other brushes. And then the other way I show, and I've talked about this, these are the Waffleflower, like silicone brush holders. They're actually meant, they've got the nubs on the bottom. These actually fit into the Waffleflower, like their silicone watercolor mat, because it's got wells, and these actually fit into it. I've used them just to hold my brushes, and they fit in the IKEA picture ledge shelves, which I don't for the life of me remember. Like, you know, it's got some random Swedish whatever name for them, but you know, those cheap picture ledge shelves, these fit kind of in it, and I just keep these behind me, like, because I reach for these brushes. These are the regular shader 1+ brushes, so I have two sets. One set was sent to me at Waffle. I bought a second set because that's how I do, like one set for darker, one set for lighter, but you could just, you know, do like that. So whatever floats your boat. But yeah, these are some of my most used. I'm loving these, but you know, they're still too new to me. These are your classic standard, you know, how they've always been brushes. I still use these, so that's why I just stuck them. Waffleflower also has a like plastic holder for them, and I used to keep them stored like that, but that fit better in here, so I just stuck one of the little blender brushes, shoved them in there, and that works. So there's my quick rundown on how I store them. It's, yeah, and then I just throw this on a shelf. And yeah, these stay behind me because I reach for these a lot, and I'm going to use them today. So that's the rundown on the brushes for, you know, the most part. Actually, I'm going to use one of these. Glad you're showing these. Because how it looks awkward. It looks awkward, but honestly, and you don't have to like this, I guess, is supposed to give like the thumb up. It's supposed to give you more stability, but they're not. And you can still, and if you want, you could go like this, but yeah, the handle of them is enormous. It looks enormous, but it's comfortable. So you're not like pinching anything, you know, something narrow. I don't know. They just work. But yeah, we're gonna use them. I have some plans. We'll get there one thing at a time. I'm like literally all over the place. So yeah, what did I miss? So many different blending brushes now. Which are your favorites? Do not ask me for favorites. Don't ask me for favorites.
Maybe something that
I also, because, and I say that here, wait, let me go face so you guys aren't just staring at my hands. When I say don't, like, I do this as a job. So I have more of a variety of things than the average crafter. That said, and I mean this because sometimes different the way people will phrase certain questions to me, it's like I will not show it and promote it if I don't like it. Like full stop. Like if a brand sends me something or if I buy something and I'm just like, you knew. And it doesn't, and sometimes it's just not for me. Or every rare once in a blue moon, the product will be just not cool, man. You know, and those times I reach out to the brand and I'll be like, hey, yo, am I using this wrong? Is there something whatever, but I won't show or promote. That said, when it comes to things like brushes, there are so many available now, which is a good thing. Options. Again, we don't need all the things. But depending on what brand I'm working with, you know, what brand I'm promoting, like a lot of times I will use their products, you know, but I won't use it just because it's their brand if I don't like it. So these ones are great. I'm loving them. I've used them in many videos. The big ones just came out, so I haven't had a chance, but 2 videos so far. And then, yeah, like I've got Simon blending brushes, great. Altenew blending brushes, great. Pink Fresh, the 1 inch, those have been asked a lot. Those are great too. They're all great. You know, so if you've got stuff you love and you're like, and you don't feel like you're like, I wish I had a bigger blending brush, or I wish I had one like this. If you're not thinking that at all, you're good. You're good. You know? So, yeah, because for me, it's like, they're great. I jump between, but I would be totally content if I just had like one set. It's getting to the point now. I have so many blending brushes, I don't know what to do with myself. Such a, first world problems. But yeah, they're all good, you know. And I personally will not promote anything if I think the quality is like subpar or, whatever, because I just couldn't live with myself. But yeah, we've got so many awesome options now. Okay, let's go to, and yeah, I will be using a couple of the big ones. That's the plan, along with like little ones and stuff. So then, what we're going to use today, because that's the one thing I didn't get to use in my previous video with this release, because I went with like the book theme stuff fully, which I was like so here for. Want to do more. The other thing Waffleflower did, and I have like a pile, so I'm very disorganized, but I was trying to prep before we went live. But they've got nesting postage collage. I am extremely happy. These ones are a little different. The actual postage collage, again, I put a link to my playlist in the description box. So that's the one that's the, A2 size die, and there's a million coordinating stencils, all the things. Love that. Still hope that Waffleflower will continue, but they've released like 30 stencil sets? I don't even know. It's a lot. They're fun. And then there have been other ones that Waffleflower has done, different sizes, things. In this release, they did 2 little die sets, which again, I was kind of prepping. So I've got this little pile. But yeah, the nesting postage collage die, which is like these. So we got like postage collage, we got a rectangle, a circle, and a little rectangle. And then it includes a cutout, which I think we're going to use both. So we got those. There's what they call the post collage blocks. So if you don't care for the edges, the postage collage edges, you know what I mean? You could just use these instead. And this just die cuts frame. The inside cut is the exact same size as these, just FYI. So it's just personal preference or both or either or whatever. I don't think I'll be using this one today. I'm for sure using the like OG. And then there's a stamp set with great big like cancellation marks. Love it. There's a little sentiment set. Love it. There's your basic stencil. So it's got the inner portion for this and the circle and that. And then it also has the little, there's probably a name for this, like the airmail type image, like a border. And it's got, you can kind of see it, like there's etching detail and everything too for you to center things, on your cards, etc. So that one. And then they released 3 coordinating stencil sets, which look like nothing. But if you look at the images online, they're super cute. We're going to use one, which I have here somewhere in the pile. I don't even know. This one. This one. We're going to use the Mush Love. It's cute. So, layering stencil sets. So, there's this fall mushroom hedgehog one. That's what we're going to use today. There's the party bear, also super adorable. And then there's the Let It Snow. I need more hours in the day, man. Seriously. So, coordinating stencil sets, and then I just assume that Waffleflower down the road will come out with more so that we can keep doing this. Love it. Love it. Love all the things. Can't get enough. They're the best. So, I did the teeniest amount of prep work because as usual I ran out of time. So, we're going to use a stencil set. We're going to blend it, and then some of it will hopefully make sense. Yay. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it's like asking which child is your favorite. Kind of. That's sort of how it gets sometimes. So, where's my... I need a grip mat. Okay. Seriously, you guys. Once we get stenciling, then you guys will see just how ridiculously cute this all is. So I just have some white cardstock. I wonder, do I have enough space on just this piece to do everything? I'm not sure. I might be able to. If I'm careful. As long as I'm careful, So yeah. And then like always, there we go. What I say about like the etching detail with Waffleflower, it'll be like 1 background. Let me try to show that. And it's like 2, and then it's like medium dark. It gives you all of the 3 leaves, etc., etc. Regardless, though, any sort of layering stencil set, 99.9% of the time, I recommend just like following whatever they suggest and do it once. Even if it's not the exact colors or however you want it, just do it on scraps, And once you see it all come together, it's like, oh, I get it, and then you're good. Did I do that? No. Should I have? Yeah. But we're just gonna wing it. We're just gonna wing it. Oh, and where's the other thing I need just to help mask things off so I don't make a massive mess? I'm just gonna use these little masking corners. There we go. So we can do some blending. And then we'll create our cute little scene, and it'll be super cute. And then you guys will understand why I was losing my mind, especially this set. This set had me just love it so much. And then my comments are being weird. Okay, there we go. Yeah, hello to everybody tuning in. Okay, everything's good. Got that. I lost my ink stand. It's here somewhere. There we go. Crisis averted. So, I'm using Concord 9 inks today, just because. Any inks will work. Doesn't really matter. Does not matter. And then, I've talked about this, I don't wash my brushes. Ever. I have yet to wash any of my brushes, but this one's got, some ink in it. I just take a microfiber cloth, Give it a good scrub. I ain't too concerned about it. And then another thing I do a lot of times is I keep a scrap piece of paper off to the side. And then I can swirl up the ink. Yep, we're good. We're good. Oh, that was the other thing that Waffleflower was specifically with these brushes. They recommend like swirling your bristles versus like tapping, which is what we kind of just out of habit normally do. Um, More so to get more even coverage on the bristles. Getting into the weeds with a little bit, but what they recommend always is kind of best practice for best results. And then you figure out things that work for you. So I've been trying to get the habit of doing that because for me with brushes, it's always like, "Mer, mer, mer, mer." And then the other option is always to like load it up. You could tap off some of the excess onto a non-porous surface, which 90% of the time for me is the ink pad lid, because I can use that ink for other stuff, either my brushes or if I'm watercoloring and I want to pick up ink. So yeah, and then you just, that's it. Simple, you know? I'm gonna darken him up, just apply a little more pressure around the edges of him, because that'll just make it look super awesome. Like so. Simple. And I'm actually gonna put them upside down for the moment. So that's layer one. So excited. And then got that. And then we've got the second layer. So we just gotta line up the little bits. Like so. Dupe. And again, there's like etch line details. This would also be a little easier to line up if I die cut first, which is what I do 99% of the time. Today I thought I'd be crazy. I don't know why. Who knows? Who knows? We've talked about the burgundy ink colors. You mean Simon's Stamp has new ones? They're not burgundies. They're not. The two new ink blends that Simon's Stamp released with Stamptember, I did a video on them already. Definitely not burgundies. They're more, that one blend is a kind of a plummy. It's like a very plummy, pale plummy pink all the way up to like a deep plum color. Definitely not burgundy. That one they don't have yet. Maybe down the road. Because yeah, burgundies get a little, can get iffy. Okay, we need to do the trunk, the base of our dude. So I'm going to be using different colors here. So I'm going to, you can use like masking paper, anything. These are the masking corners from Waffleflower, which I haven't used before and need to make a habit of because that's convenient. So I'm going to just like go like this. And then that way I can do the darker shade for this little tree trunk. And then making sure the grip mat's listed in the supplies. This is from Waffleflower. And yeah, this is a, they call it the Masking Corner Stencil. That's what this is. And it's a set like this. And it comes with, and then it comes like this, and then you just either snip, they're barely connected, and then you've got these like little corners, and even this, so if you were like needing just one little area. So I finally pulled these out. I've had them for a couple, they came out a couple months ago at least, if not more, I forget. So making a point to use them. And making sure I don't cover anything up. Okay, so we're gonna need that. So we'll do nutmeg for the trunk. Yeah, so far everything right now is from Waffleflower. Waffleflower, you know. So we'll use the nutmeg. which is very, very dark, which is what I want. I love it. We'll add that to our tree. And these Concord and 9 things, they do smooth out. Like they soften a bit and smooth out as they dry. So that was that one. And then for his little body, yeah, I can keep away from that. Let's do a lighter shade. I want to do wheat. There we go. So got that. We can use the bigger brush. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. So, kind of load up my brush a little bit. Oh, I've got ink everywhere. Wow. Again, not the end of the world, but let's just... There we go. Save ourselves a little bit of the aggravation. Add that in. And as this little scene will come together, it's going to be super cute. And then for this little to-go cup, because of course he's got a to-go cup. Of course he does. What do I want to do? I don't know. Let's do green. Let's just keep it simple. I just pulled out a pile of inks. So this is avocado. And then another little blending brush. Tap, tap. We'll add that. Just throw it in the pile. It's going to be so cute. Let's stick that one there. Now to find the next stencil. There we go. Okay. Now we're on to stencil 3. Line everything up. You have to be very, very quiet. Making sure. There we go. Okay. So yeah, and it like says like leaves, you know. But I'm going to let's do fall colors for that spot just because we can. So let's do a red and an orange because, you know, fall, hello. So for that, we'll do spice cider. So we'll start with spice cider. I love that color. I love it. I love it so much. There we go. And this is why I love like also smaller brushes. I know, like, yeah, like big brushes, yay, so fun. Small ones, love. Because, you know, when stenciling really started taking off in card making and all we had was like one size of brushes, I didn't get the hype because I was like, I'm not masking off every tiny little spot, you know, to get in there with these great big brushes. It was driving me insane. And then we started getting little brushes, and now I can do like multiple colors and I don't have to fiddle. Love it. Okay, so that's spice cider, and then we'll add a little bit of brickyard, you know, to really, really get them fall color. Oh, I love that color. I love it. It's so pretty. It's my favorite time of year. So we did that. And then for his little spiky bits, we're going to do a darker shade. For his body, that I just pulled out Simon Says Stamps Latte. I just wanted an even lighter shade. And for that, we'll just go right in. Let's just go like this. I'm not worried about like masking off this because we're going to go in with that darker brown shade. And then I'm just trying to be careful not picking up the red because that would suck. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's that. And then for his little spiky bits, we'll do the nutmeg again. So there we go. I need the brown brush for that. So then he's starting to come together. Okay, so in this one we'll do his little scarf and his eyes and nose. The rest of his coffee mug, and of course there's a little mushroom, which makes me happy. So then for his scarf, what color was I gonna do? Let's do some yellow. And then we will do, we can just use the yellow brush. And which also then means I need this little derp. There we go. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna add the yellow to his little scarf. Blend that in. Love it. And then, and I went over his eyes. I don't care. That's fine because we're going to go out with black anyway. Or dark brown. Maybe I'll do dark brown. Let's do dark brown. Let's make sure I actually have it lined up properly. There we go. That'll work. So then for his eyes and nose, I'll just use, where'd it go? The brown. So we can just go like this and go right in and go right over it. It'll be fine. Boop. Okay. And then for the rest of the little coffee cup, I'll just do something really, really pale. Which I did not grab. Let's just use Pebble. That'll work. This will take, this brush will work. This brush will work. We'll take, yeah, that'll work. We'll do the pebble like that. Done and done. And then for the little mushroom top, of course we have to do red. Doop. I wonder where these hedgehogs live. They live in the UK. Yeah. I was showing Chris a video about that like somebody had posted, and it was like this little mama hedgehog that like was in someone's little backyard and it had babies, and I was like, oh my god, look at this. I want one. I want a hedgehog. They're so cute. Couldn't imagine. I kept asking her. I was like, can you imagine if there was like a hedgehog just like wandering around in our backyard? But yeah. So I know they're in the UK. Not sure where else. Haven't bothered to research. There we go. Okay. So we did the brickyard for the mushroom. Seriously. Stop it. Is this not the most cutest thing ever? And then there's a little decorative bit for his scarf. So we can add some little hearts to his scarf, which is, again, ridiculously cute. Do I want to do red? Yeah, let's just do the red. Just kind of whatever's left on my brush. Go in there like that. And I can even pick up a little bit more from the lid. Just like that. And just add this adorable little detail. Seriously, like, stop it. Cutest ever. Love it. Okay, so that's the little hedgehog. And then there's, again, I lost it. There it is. There's a whole other stencil set to do 2 more pieces for this coordinating die set. And I have like hair on my desk. I don't even know where some of this stuff is coming from. Oh my goodness. Okay. So then we have this little circular shape. So for this, we'll do the same thing for the background. We'll just do the aqua sky. And it's all labeled and, you know, all the things. Hedgehogs are nocturnal.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you guys are just like, there's 17 species throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa. That's cool. Yeah, I love hedgehogs. I just think they're adorable. Yep, can't go wrong. Okay, so we'll do the aqua sky again for the background. Just like so. And this one builds a little snail, which is also just ridiculously cute. So we do that one. And actually, while I have the blue out, I can do both of these. There's also this little one. So we'll stick him. I already got a smudge on that one. Good job, Amy. That should be fine. That should be fine. Blend in that. Love it. Okay. So there's part 1. And then you line up this guy. Just like so. Following the etch lines. Again, being very, very quiet. And we use the pebble again for that. So I've been throwing my brushes everywhere. I gotta make sure I'm using the right ones. So we'll add the pebble to him. Snails in my world, in real life, I don't think are very cute, but these ones are. And the snail works really good for belated birthday cards. Waffleflower actually came out with that. I did a video on that, goodness, a couple years ago, whenever it was. They had snail wafer dies and so perfect for like belated birthday cards. Loved it. Okay, so we got that. And then the third layer does his shell. So then you just make sure again, and again, there's all the little etch details, so I make sure I get everything lined up. And for his shell, what color do I want to do? Like I said, I did some prep work, not enough. Not close to enough. I honestly don't know. I was going to do the ground. There's a couple little mushrooms. What if we do him in a lighter shade of green, and then we can use the darker shade just to keep everything, you know, fall colors. Or pistachio. Yeah, let's do pistachio. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. So we'll do pistachio for his little shell. I need another green brush that's got ink all over. Yeah, that'll work. And then we'll just do it lighter. There you go. Because yeah, if you tap off the brush really good, you know, so there's not a whole lot of ink on the brush, you can get a bit of a lighter impression, which is not my strong suit because I am super heavy-handed when it comes to ink blending and coloring. I also got a fingerprint on this cardstock. This is what you got. Yeah, you can kind of see it maybe, depending on the resolution that you're watching. This is what I talk about when I'm like ink blending a lot of times, and how sometimes I'll put Post-it tape on my fingers. And then when I talk about using like an anti-static powder tool when heat embossing, because the oils from your hands, literally, it gets in the cardstock and can resist ink. So whoever gets this card also gets like my fingerprint. Okay, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Yeah. I get very oily skin. Like, I'm not surprised. It's just funny sometimes when it's literally resisting the ink like that. Yeah, right there. That's my little fingerprint. Meh. We're gonna be adding all the things. I'm not worried about it. It's just funny. So it definitely has extra personality. Oi. Okay, and then this layer does his little face. His little face and the details, and then these little mushrooms. So for that, I'll do the dark brown again, just cuz. So we'll do the dark brown for his little face. Could also use black, but meh. And then for the detail, I'll use that other green, the avocado. Avocado. It does. Fingerprints give texture, man. And like I've said, even if you manage to get like, because that's happened, fingerprints on a background, because it's happened. One, I kind of blend over it, but that's also why I love splatter so much, because add a bit of that, and then it just, you can't see it. And we're good. Everything's good. I just find it funny sometimes. So add a bit of the avocado. Like that. And then we'll use that Brickyard again for the little mushroom caps. Love it. Doop. And then while I've got the Brickyard out, I'll do the tops of this one. So we can just line him up like that. No, get in your home. There we go. Add those little bits. Seriously, how ridiculously cute is this? So then, the last little bit does the ground around this little guy, and, which I forgot to grab, 1 second. 1 second, I need pink. Because there's a little spot, and it's labeled. There's a little spot for his cheeks. Again, stop it. It's so cute. Okay, we'll do the wheat for his ground. Like that. And then blend that out. There we go. And then I need to get a little bit, there we go. I pulled out ballet slippers for his little cheeks. This brush should work. Yeah, my other ones have red in them. Okay, this one will work. So we'll just, oh, I might need to go darker than ballet slipper. Let me see. Oh no, it showed up. Serious. And then yeah, my fingerprint. So his little cheeks and then my fingerprint. Are these the stencils that you can reverse? You can have them facing each other? Yes. Yes. I'm actually glad you asked that, Colleen. You totally can flip these stencils. Oh, I managed to get, well, we're gonna add splatter. It's fine. You can flip these from, like, if you have all of the wording, you know, this is how they're intended to be, you know, with the etching and the wording up. So this whole thing, you can flip it. So we could do a whole second panel and have everything facing the other direction. So then you could put them, you know, side by side and have them facing each other. Or just, you know, have one like this, do this one flipped. It's like options. Options are great. We love options. So yes, you totally can with this set because it just creates a rectangle. So yeah, flip it, you know, that would be super cute. It would work with any of them. Because yeah, the finished design is just a rectangle, just a circle, just a rectangle. So yeah, you can flip all the stencils. You just have to make sure that all of them are flipped and you're good to go. So yeah, is that not just the cutest thing in the history of ever? I love it. I was so excited about the set, so yay. Okay, I gotta like move some stuff. I made such a mess. Okay. So you could have the hedgehogs cheering, like cheering with their coffees. Yeah, like cheers. Totally. Yes, you could totally flip them, and that would look ridiculously cute. It would. Okay. Let me put my brushes back in their respective little containers here so that I can. That'll work. Yeah, that should work. Okay. We need to die cut these guys. Let me make this a little bit so we're not quite so zoomed in there. That's better. Would be cute Valentine's card with them facing each other. Heart in the middle. Yes. Yeah, you totally could. If you made them facing each other, you could die cut a little heart. Cover up their little coffees completely, and they could just be two little hedgehogs in love. I'm here for it. Totally. I think it's cute. Okay. So, where did my dies go? So, options. Could have die cut first and then stenciled. And like I was saying at the beginning, that's normally what I do. I like to die cut first 99% of the time because then it helps me line things up. But so if I die cut it, you know, it probably wouldn't work today. Well, yeah. But I want to frame these. So I'm going to use the inner pieces in the nesting postage collage die set to die cut these. So it's going to die cut just the scene and nothing else. So we're just going to line these up like that. And then just in case, since I did all this stenciling, I don't always tape my dies in place, but it would be just my luck. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Roshmi. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
I appreciate the super chat. Let me know if I mispronounced that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I missed. There's so much going on in the chat. Diabetic, gotta be careful with feet. Yes, you do.
Look after your feet.
Yeah. Like just in general, for all people, take care of your feet. 100%. Trust me. That is something that I saw firsthand back. I call it my previous life, but back when I owned a salon and I am a certified professional esthetician. Man, I saw a lot of feet, man. And legit, you have to. And then with diabetics especially. Um yeah, because your extremities, specifically your feet, because that is the first place you start to lose feeling in and circulation and all the things. And you got to take care of your feet. It's rough. It's not fun. Okay, we got our dies. We're gonna run those through. Oh, I pronounced it right. Yay. So it is Rajmi. Awesome. Well, thank you again. Thank you for the super chat. And I knocked over a tape. Oy, oy, oy. What is the size of the die? They're all doodly doodly. The rectangle is like not quite 2.5 by 3 3/4, roughly. It's not exact. The circle is about 1.75 inches across, and the little rectangle is about 1 3/4 by half, roughly. Nails have now thickened. How can I reverse it? With something like that, at least, I would go to a professional. Like a professional, not just a pedicurist. When you're getting older, if there's diabetic concerns or just more than your basic, like getting a polish and a little, zhuzh, go to someone who is properly certified. Because there are pedicurists out there. I was gonna pursue it at one point, like to get like a medical grade esthetician. Those ones, or a podiatrist, obviously, that sort of thing. I don't give medical advice. This is a YouTube channel. I make cards. But yeah, I can't stress enough, especially with feet. Go to someone who knows what they're doing and has a certification. Because I can't stress it enough. Don't mess with your feet. Some of the things I would see, like clients coming to me that had gone and gotten pedicures at other places or, cheap places, and then they'd show up at my salon and I would just cringe. Oi. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, definitely recommend like a podiatrist or someone who has like a medical esthetician degree, because they know what they're doing. They've been trained in those things. Okay, so I didn't die cut that perfectly, but honestly, I'm not worried about it because the postage parts I wanted to die cut from colors of cardstock. Fall colors to really bring it together. So that's what I'm gonna do. These are all Concord 9th cardstocks, which normally I don't even remember, but I know I've got nutmeg, brickyard, and spiced cider somewhere. Yeah, that's what it is, spiced cider. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Aren't there nurses as well that help with toenails? I'm sure my grandfather had one through. Possibly. Again, though, and this isn't a district. 'Cause, nurses, all respect in the world, man, and ones that do home care and elderly care and that, saints, every single one of them. For basic things, like trimming toenails, that kind of stuff, totally. I bet they're wonderful. When you start having issues or concerns, though, you could ask, but I would highly recommend someone like a podiatrist or, people that really know what they're doing. Because I've seen things that would give people nightmares. And I know I sound dramatic, but again, it's not fun. Okay. weird new ads popping up in chat instead of interrupting the video. When did this start? Recently?
Yep.
Yay. YouTube has been messing with things. I shut off, I talked about this, I think, in the last live. I don't have ads playing during my live streams because YouTube is a nightmare during lives. No matter what they do, can't trust them. Like, I have done options where it's like very moderate amount because, again, I do this as a job. Every little bit helps. But I try to keep the ads as like inobtrusive as possible, and especially during lives. And I had it to like the least amount possible. YouTube wasn't listening. They were doing whatever they wanted and just blasting people with ads constantly. So I've shut them off during my lives. So anything that's popping up, that's just YouTube deciding to do what they want, and I probably won't see a penny of it. Thanks, YouTube. And then after the lives, I have to go in because, again, I choose to keep it like minimal. But it takes a couple hours until the live is done. And then I go in last week's 2 lives, because we went live twice. Between the 2 of them, I deleted about 100 plus ads. Because YouTube thinks it's normal and totally okay to have you guys like sit through ads every 2 minutes. No, thank you. I would rather make less money. That was absolutely insane. So I go in and I delete all of those and space them out to a reasonable amount, because the joys. So yeah. Anyway. Weird. Because I have mine playing, like, so I can see the chat as well, how it shows in YouTube, and there's none. It's all in that it varies on your region. This is why I talk about the robot overlords, aka the algorithms. It will vary depending on where you're located. They use some places as like testing grounds. It's all incredibly annoying. Okay. So we got those. How ridiculously cute is this? Like, I can't. Oh, and I want to take, while I'm at it, I'm just going to take a white gel pen. And let's just add some little, like, little trunk line sort of things. I'm just like scribbling it here. And then the rest of this, we'll just add little dots, highlights, things like that. As usual, not really a full rhyme or reason. Just kind of wherever I think they're going to look cute. Wow. No, because I get asked that a lot. And I do understand the question, like, how do you know where to put them? See, in that one, I put, because I had a tiny little smear. Sometimes it's intentional. Like, you add a little highlight where you got a little oopsie. And I can't stress it enough, though. Honestly, you get more comfortable with it the more you do it. I sort of follow light sources, but not really. I'm not the maker to watch for that kind of stuff. There's other ones out there and other artists that really put in the time and effort and will shade and blend and do all those things, to keep it like a proper light source, like how it's supposed to be, which is wonderful. I love it. Not knocking it. Y'all, I can't be bothered. I can't. I just don't worry about it. But also in my head, I'm always picturing the light source from the upper right. The sun doesn't move on any of my cards, ever. In the world of my card making, the sun stays right there. And for whatever reason, I will never forget, I had an art teacher when I was in elementary school. It was like grade 3 or 4. I was little. I was like 9 or 10. And we all had to just draw a scene. And we all had to draw the same scene. It was like a tree and some grass, whatever. And I'll never forget, when we were all done, she was like, look at these. And she's like, what do you notice? And just just the tone at the time. And I was like, the whole time I was sitting there and I was like, did I do something wrong? And most of us had drawn, our square paper, or like the sun in the corner, because that's what kids did. And I guess like 2 kids in the entire class drew them somewhere else. And it bothered me so much that I was like, I'm as basic as the rest of them. Like, I'm supposed to be the creative one, and I like did it the same as everyone else, just put it in the corner. And that has stuck with me for over 30 years. And now I'm just like, I don't care. That sun is staying in the corner because I'm a stubborn jerk. All right. So that teacher can just, you know, I'm not kidding when I said I'm chaotic and immature. And yeah. Anyway, for the mushroom, we're just going to draw little circles. Little circles, you know, which technically means these are very poisonous mushrooms, but, you know, no one's going to eat them. Or they better not.
Somebody say poisonous something?
Yeah. Don't give Chris any ideas. He would.
Just need to build up my tolerance.
No, you don't need to build up your tolerance. Leave the wild edible things alone, dude. Anyway. Yeah. It's kind of funny sometimes some of the things that stick with you. But yeah. Just simple little bit. Yeah, I'm traumatized. So traumatized. It's just funny. The weird things that, you know, will stick with you. And that one definitely did. I'm just gonna like kind of go around. Sort of emphasize these little bits. Not too concerned about it. His little happy face is so cute. I just can't with him. I love him. And we'll draw little circles on these guys too. Just because we can. And then we can just do. Yeah, that works. Just again, simple. Simple. And then we'll add little dots to these guys. Keep it all consistent. They're all the same species, genus, whatever. There we go. And they don't need to be perfect. There we go. Okay. So we add little highlights. Just gives everything a little bit of extra, whatevers. Let me move a pile of stencils so I don't get ink all over myself. Stick these guys in their home so I don't lose them. Doop. Throw those in the pile. One thing at a time. Okay. So we've got our little critters with their adorable little backgrounds. I am going to. Oh, I think I want to stamp a sentiment on this one. Yeah. I don't want to glue anything yet because these, you know, they can be postage stamps too. But what I want to do. Put hugs. We could do. Thanks on this one. And then we could also stamp some of the little bits. We could do of course snail mail on that one because that's hilarious. And then this one could be that. And then this one could have that one. Let's do that. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So let's add some sentiments and some other little bits, you know, to kind of make these look kind of like postage stamps. So we'll line these up. We'll put that one right there. And like that. Okay. Yep. And then we'll just stamp these with, I did bring out a block at one point, didn't I? I thought I did. Where did all my inks go? I had oh, there they are. There we go. Okay. So we'll stamp this with black ink. Yep. So got that. And okay. Commercials, money, it's the rats, frequency, and volume. Oh yeah, it is an ongoing battle, and trying to find that balance between just a reasonable amount of ads playing on videos and being, completely insane and bombarding people. And like I said, I put a ridiculous amount of time going through and just trying to delete a lot of them because I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts. And it's really annoying. And I wish it wasn't this stupid. And then it's the minute you get it figured out or you get things to a normal ish level, YouTube goes and changes everything. It is like it's never ending. It never ends. It's exhausting. So, welcome to my life. Way, yay. Okay. Let me line these guys up. And then I can just put these little guys. Not even 100% certain because I'm not sure yet how I'm going to layer things, but whatever. It'll be there. It'll be there. It'll be fine. And I'm stamping this one right where I got my fingerprint. So that'll cover it up. Oh, stay where you belong. Stay where you belong. Okay. It's unfortunate the amount of work you have to do to maintain your child. It's just is what it is. It is what it is. It's annoying at times. Well, it's annoying all the time. Ooh, I like smushed a lot of ink onto that. But again, it's my job. And I'm just very aware of it. Because, yeah. Yeah. I don't like when I'm watching like a YouTube video, if they have ads popping up like every other minute, I can't sit through that. I don't know. It drives me nuts. So it's like, I don't want to do that to anyone else. So I go through and I just delete a bunch. And yeah, YouTube's always warning me, like, you're making less money. And I'm like, thanks. It's your fault. Pay me more then. Yep, that works. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I stamped those. And so far have managed not to get like block ink all over myself because that usually happens. I got it all over the ink pad. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Put these guys back in their homes so I don't lose them. Good enough. Okay. So now they've got their little... I love it. I love it. Okay. So we got those. I can adhere them to their outlines. And then we got to build a background. I got plans. Okay. And yes, huge thanks to Chris, aka my unpaid intern. I mentioned this during the bonus live on last Sunday. But yeah, he's helping a lot. He helps extra. He already helps a lot, but he helps extra during this month. That is the only reason I'm able to pump out content like a crazy person.
So crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, he helps a lot. Okay, let me just stick a block on top of that and let it dry. Let everything dry. Okay. It's just for champagne cardstock. Do you mean like a specialty cardstock? Because if you mean a specialty cardstock, I know Simon Says Stamp has a champagne. Pretty sure it's called champagne too. like metallic cardstock. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Speaking of you helping, can you go answer the door? But if you mean a champagne color, that one I can't help you with off the top. Definitely not off the top of my head either. I'm trying to think, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, he's not in the room right now because he had to go answer the door. I don't even have words for how much I appreciate him. I tell him it a lot, and I say it publicly, but he helps a lot. Okay. Last one. Get him adhered to his little spot. There. Look at all these little... They're so cute. I love it. Okay. I have plans. I have plans. I have plans. I have stuff everywhere. A pile of ink pads. And I lost one of the things I was going to use. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay. He's still stuck to his pack. Oh, yep. Give me a sec. I gotta take the tape off the back of this one. That's why I'm supposed to do that when I first get these. And then, of course, I didn't. And now the tape is like fused to the back of the die. That's not fun. And yeah. Good job, Amy. You really messed this one up now, didn't you? So annoying. That is annoying. Okay. I'm just going to use a piece of scrap paper. Like that. Because I'll deal with it later. Because I just don't want it to like fuse to my die. Anyway. Yeah, because I had a lot of the stuff, when I get sent stuff, it's pre-production, so I don't get it in the packaging. And it's... Anyway, it's irrelevant. This is the Woodgrain Texture Die. This came out either earlier this year or last year. I don't even remember. It's been out for a while. I linked to it. It's great. I just hadn't had a chance to use it yet. And then I thought, ooh, it would be really good for the background. So what I want to do, honestly, most of the time, I can get the tapes off. But like I said, this one was sitting for a long time, and my bad. I should have been paying attention, and because usually I make a point of like removing them when I first get them, and then they're fine, but that's on me. Okay, I'm gonna take some Nina Desert Storm Love. I have a technological partner. Well, Chris is very technological.
Yeah.
But not with what I do in some ways. We fumble around and figure things out. He is very, very skilled in tech, but I use all Apple products, which anyone who really works in tech, well, ask them what they feel. Their true opinions.
Most people are okay with it these days.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're getting a little better about it. You end up, yeah, you can't modify, and it's hard to fix Apple products. You know, they're all their proprietary crap. But that was one of our first conversations when he and I started dating, because it was like, I'm an Apple girl and he was a Samsung boy, and I was like, can we make this work? And he wasn't sure at first. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember those combos? I was like, we come from different worlds.
Totally different.
Yeah. Anyway. Just on its own. Love it. Love the piercing detail. And then there is a stencil set too. There's the Woodgrain Stencil set. So you can use either or both. I'm going to use both because why not? So this will just add more depth to this background. So I can just go like this, and then we can line these up. And they don't technically need to be lined up perfectly, but there is an outline on the stencil to get everything, you know, where it's supposed to be. But with, like I said, with something like this, you can kind of do whatever you want. So we'll do that. And here we go. It's like, oh, I'm not kidding. I'm knocking everything over. Okay. Let's blend really. Lighter fluid will remove adhesive easy. It will. I don't like messing around with lighter fluid. It definitely will. It'll do the job. I'm just, yeah. I usually just use like pure alcohol. Will also do it. It's just, I can generally get it to peel off. Today is because I'm live. You know, I'm sure once the live is over, it'll just come right off and be like, what are you talking about? So yeah. Anyway, let's add some depth to this. And because this is a stencil with long, unconnected pieces like this, if you really wanted to stay in place, you could like give it a light spray with like pixie spray, because that pixie spray is meant for stencils. It's a low tack adhesive. I rarely ever use it unless I absolutely need to. The other option is, and I show this, is I just stencil in the direction. Like I ink in the direction of the stencil. So especially ones like stripes, like diagonal stripe stencils, those sorts of things where there's no connecting bits, and these can move if you're doing a circular motion. So I blend just in the direction. It just works better. And again, we aren't worrying about it too much because we just want a little bit of extra texture and depth to this. There we go. Well, any of the things that you guys go on with lighter fluid, alcohol, undo, goo gone, blah, blah, blah. Just always, you know, common sense, well ventilated areas, and be aware that like all that stuff is highly, highly flammable. Just, you know. Okay. That should be good. So we did that one. Love it. This will dry back a bit too. It'll soften as it dries. So it won't be quite this dark, but you know, that'll still be fabulous. And then the next layer just emphasizes everything just a little bit more. So we can go in on this one with the darker shade. And this one, I'm going to use nutmeg. So because this one is very, very dark, I'm definitely going to go a little lighter handed with it so that I'm not like fully saturating it and getting it too dark. I just want texture more than anything. So if we just go like that. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that was the second layer. Get off there. Love it. Love it so much. Okay. Okay. So we have our background And this is A2 size, so 4¼ by 5½ inches. So that also gives you an idea of the size. Like these are not your little, you know, they're definitely. Oh, I'll stick him on the inside. I was gonna stick all three, but then it covers up his coffee cup. We'll probably put him on the inside of the card because we can add that. Because I did want to add. I thought it would be cute. I pulled out the. Where did I do it? There it is. I pulled out the Autumn Icons die set. This also, I think this came out last year. I can't remember. I pulled this out because it's got these leaves, which I thought were super fun. And so I just die cut them from white cardstock. But I thought we could add a few little leaves. So, and these we can just add the same inks we did all the blending with. So I just die cut that from white cardstock. We can just stick them. Like that. And then we are literally going to just slap ink onto these. So I'll use the cider, the brickyard, avocado, nutmeg, and honeycomb. Let's just do it. Just pile up the lids. Kind of need the lids though also, so maybe I need a bigger boat. Wait, I need a bigger boat. Let's start with the yellow because that is the lightest shade and I don't want to get that contaminated. So then we'll start with the yellow and just add it. Add it wherever. It doesn't matter. There we go. No, I lied. Maybe a little bit more. Meh. Okay. So there was honeycomb. And then we can go in with some of the spice cider. And just blend those into each other. That one I want to do green. Maybe there. Mushroom. Yeah. So we'll just skip that guy. So we'll add. Ooh, I hit red. Good job, Amy. This is why we keep cloth. Orange. There we go. Do a little bit of that. Let's stick some right there. What else? That was spice cider. Now we can go in with brickyard. Yes. Okay. Oh, I love that color. I think this is the first time I've actually used brickyard. I bought it when they released those colors. It's so good. It is like the perfect fall color. Love it. Love it so much. Add a bit there. And there. Love it. And then where's my green? There's my green. This guy is the avocado. Add some of that. Even sneak a bit in to there. Sneak a little bit in there. That's it. And then where's my brown? Where's the brown brush? There's my brown brush. And then we can go in with the nutmeg. Nutmeg. And that's what I mean. You can just slap the color on, you know? Fall colors, leaves. Funnest thing ever. Because that's what happens in real life, you know? They start changing color and love bit of the brown to that one. Just cause. Go back in with a little bit of that green. Done. There's our leaves. Super duper simple. Make sure I put the right ink pad lids. Simple, you know? Love it. Love it. Oh, and I should wipe this off because otherwise, knowing me, I'm going to stick my elbow in it and then we'll have a hot mess to deal with. Okay. Good. Good. Pile those up over there. So now we've got that and that and some fun little leaves that we can kind of tuck around. Kind of make them look like they're falling, you know? So cute. So cute. I love it. Okay, I need card base. Do I want to trim this down at all? I might. Maybe there's a smidge. Yeah, I can trim it down just a little bit. Just make it a little bit smaller than my card base. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to take off about about an eighth of an inch off each side. So this will end up being 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. Right? Did I do it right? 5 and yeah. Yep. Okay. So we have that. And then on the inside of our card, we can put him. Love it. Love it. Where's that little sentiment set I was using? And then we can stamp the little hugs. I thought that'd be, or no, with love. Yeah, let's use that. Let's do that. Yes. Super cute. I need more space. So, my card base, top folding A2, white note card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That'll go on the inside like that. This could also be a super clean and simple card front, which, whatever floats your boat, you know? And then that black ink. There we go. We'll stamp this little sentiment. Love it. Okay. So that'll be the inside. Already lost the sentiment, so there it is. Okay. There we go. So we got that. And then we got this. And then we can glue this little guy onto the inside. Just like so. Love it. And you can still see, whoever wins this, you'll be able to still see my fingerprint on the inside. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Where's my, there it is. Okay, here we go. Burp, burp. Do you have plans for the other Waffleflower stencil sets maybe after September? Oh, I have a million plans. I want to use the other sets for this. There's the other stencil sets for the book. One that I showed earlier, there's 2 other stencil sets for that. Have them, plan on using them. There's Postage Collage stencil sets I haven't had a chance to. You guys, I need more hours in the day. I have a lot of ideas and stuff from last year. I have piles. I have piles of things waiting, just waiting to be inked up. Also, I didn't make this card base very well, and the score line was completely off. So let's fix that because it's bugging me. But yeah, hoping. I'm hoping I can use the little snowman one for this and do like some holiday cards because cute. Super cute. Okay. And then maybe we can clone you from that fingerprint. I would love it if you did. You'd probably bring on like the apocalypse or something, but you know, I can't even imagine what the world would be like if there was 2 of me. One of me is more than enough. Okay, do I want to just adhere it? Yeah, I do just want to adhere it as is. As is. Let's just glue this down. Probably going to add some splatter because that's what we do here. Dirt. Okay. Here we go. Line that up. So the card base kind of frames it. Make sure it's sort of centered within reason. Yeah. And then let's just put a couple blocks on here and let it just do its thing for a sec. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I want to use the other little stencil sets. They're super cute. Waffleflower releases the cutest stuff. Nina, who owns Waffleflower, is like a gem of a human. Every time she reaches out to me and is like, hey, you know, we've got this new release coming, and then she gives me the info, and I'm not even kidding. Some of my replies to her is just like, no, stop it. It is so good. It's so cute. It's so brilliant. Whatever. Like, I lose my mind every time. And like a typical toddler, my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. And I'm like, I want everything. Wah! And then I'm just like, I don't have enough time to use everything. It never ends. And I do it to myself. I can't help it. Like, and I say this again, because I say this to you guys, you know, we don't need all the things. You don't need all the things. You don't need to have every color, every brush, everything. While I'm like, I want it all of it. I am aware of the irony, fully aware. I am completely certifiably insane, and I'm kind of okay with it. So, yeah. And I keep telling myself, someday I'm going to have more time. Probably not, but I try. Anyway. Okay. There we go. Fun fact. You remind me so much of my bestie, except she'd never have kids. Maybe she was just the alternate version of me. She kind of looks like you too. That's weird to me. And the funny thing is I had a family. This is totally random. I had a family member. This was a few years ago. Sent me a post they saw on Facebook, and they're like, I didn't like, and they thought it was me, and it was a very close family member. And at first, I was like, how can you not tell whether or not it's me? But then I saw, and it was like and it was funny because it had to do with stuff in the esthetician world. Because they're like, oh, you never said you were getting back into it. And it was because someone I knew posted these videos, and that the person in them, even I stopped and I was like, I think for the first time I saw one of my doppelgangers. It was weird. It was bizarre, and it really bothered me. I was like, especially because it was actually like they live in the same province as me. And yeah, I was just like, No idea who the person is, but yeah, I know that like they say that there's like what six versions of us on the planet at any given time.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know, man. Makes me very uncomfortable because I am well aware of how insane I am, and I can't imagine there being more of me. Anywho, okay, we've got to adhere these guys. Do I want to pop these up? Yeah, I think I'm gonna pop these guys up with Big Mama foam tape. Yep. Okay. Um. There we go. So we're gonna pop up these guys with some Big Mama foam tape to give them a little bit of dimension. I want it all, but of course, I forget. Yeah, like I always want people getting back to like having all the things, wanting all the things. Da, 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 da. I always try to make that really clear too. That like I do this as a job, you know. So I have a lot of stuff, and and then the other part of it is not only do I do this as a job, so a lot gets sent to me, but I also like I do love it, and it's like ooh, new shiny whatever stamp, add to cart, you know. Like I also have problems. uh but always take, you know, see the things, see the inspiration, the techniques, whatever it is, and if it's unlike something you have and you really want it, great. But just don't ever like feel the pressure. Um yeah, we're gonna stick him right there. There we go. There we go. And then we can stick that one like that. Um okay. Yep, that'll fit. I'll put it on the bottomish part of this a bit because I'll layer those a little bit like that. Love it. And then we can like tuck in. I don't really want to cover his coffee cup. I'm probably going to snip this apart. Yes. And actually, if I do that, I know it freaks people out, but there's a method to the madness. Because then I can kind of tuck that one in like that. And then I can possibly tuck. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Because this one does piercing detail, it does kind of fall apart when you try to cut it. But if I can cut it enough to tuck it in, that works. Do not be afraid to cut apart your die cuts. Because again, it's only paper, and if you wreck it, you can cut another one.
Yep.
It's not a big deal, you know? So, we can stick that one like that. And then, yeah, that one can get tucked in like that. And then I can layer in some of these other guys. Oh, I like that. Yeah. Okay. It's working. Just add a little bit of glue. And then we can go like that. Just hold that for a second. Let the glue hold. There we go. Leaves. Yeah, the leaves is so simple. You know, just pick fall colors. You know, green, depending on how big your piece is. You don't need that many, but you know, a yellow, a green, a brown, a red, an orange, slap them on. Because the thing, like, you know, I talk about this a lot with ink blending. It's like you don't want to make mud. Certain colors, if they mix, will turn muddy. You know, turn a brown shade. So it's like when you're trying to do like a rainbow blend, if you mix the wrong colors, they can turn muddy. However, when it comes to doing fall leaves, we don't care because they're turning brown anyway. So if you know if a color blended into another makes a little bit of a muddy color, it don't matter. It don't matter. So you can slap on the color. You know, fall leaves. They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be mottled and whatever, and you can get all out with leaves. Like this was the simplest, like just slapping on a bit of ink, but we can do like ink smushing, do some. That's the thing too. If you're experimenting, oh, you guys, I can go on about this. If you're experimenting with blending or ink smushing, you know, and the end result is kind of muddy and you're like, well, that was a hot mess, save it. Die cut leaves from it. You know? You know? Anyway. So we do that one. And then we could do like that. And we could stick that one like right there. Right there. Or like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Do. So add a bit of and this is where it comes in handy. Use my little magnet. And then we can stick that guy into place. Burp. Like that. Love it. Do. Yes. Okay. Then we have that. Like that. And I love it. And I'm still going to add splatter just because I can. There we go. There we go. I need to make some space. And need this, need this, need this, and this, and that. Let's add a bit of splatter. And while I'm adding the splatter, you can pick a winner because that's going to be like the lab. We'll just, you know, let it dry. I've shown this in many videos. I don't take credit for this little trick. I forget who I picked this up from, but they are a genius. Using your stamp to mask off. I don't want to get splatter like right on top of the sentiment. So I just make sure the stamp doesn't have ink on it, and then I can just kind of, doesn't have to be perfect, but just line that up. And then we're good. So let's add some splatter because we can. So I add a little bit of white splatter. So we use a little bit of my white gouache. And then I missed that. Something about left a little sign. Oh yeah. One of my, I forget who it was. One of you guys sent me these. And it's a little magnet actually, and I keep it on my little metal filing cabinet below my desk. And yeah, he gets pulled out during the lives. Just to remind those that like to get up in arms about ridiculous things. Anyway. Okay. So my white gouache, add a bit of water to thin them out. Just like so. And then we'll just add a bit, not a ton. You know, just a decent amount of splatter. Mm-hmm. And then because I really like to give people a heart attack, we're going to add black splatter too.
That's the best way to do fun attack.
It does freak some people out, and I get it. It's intimidating, but I never thought, I never thought I'd get into splatter, and then I never thought I'd be like, black splatter on everything. Rah! But I like it. Okay. And then we're going to add just a bit of black gouache. There we go. Get the lid back on it. Yeah. Get in your home. So yeah, this stuff is super pigmented. Talked about this before. It stains everything. Like it has stained my little palette, which is fine. It's very pigmented. And a little bit of water to thin it out. Okay. And then just not a ton. I'm not going to add a ton. Just a bit, you know? Yeah, that's good. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Just to me, that is a very conservative amount. Okay. And then, yeah, immediately wipe off. Because this is gouache, you can let it air dry and then, like, reactivate it with water later. But I don't have time for that or the patience, and I would make a mess. So, make sure I don't have any. Yeah, we're good. Also, wipe up that off of my work surface. So now we just got to let this dry, which is going to take a little bit. So I just need to be careful because I've done that in previous lives where I've smeared the splatter. Okay. So we're going to, and I did, there's splatter on this little stamp. So I can just wipe that off. Not a big deal at all. So wipe that off. And then put him in his package so I don't lose him. Because that would be a given. And then we can zoom in. There we go. We can zoom in like that. And there, my friends, is the finished card with a conservative amount of splatter. It's like everywhere. I don't care. I don't care. How cute is that hedgehog? Seriously, I love him. Such a fun little scene. And yeah, you could totally do this in a Valentine theme because you could just do spring colors, greens. And then, he's wearing a little heart scarf, like super cute. And then I need to carefully open this because again, the splatter is still wet. It needs a few minutes. Open without making a mess, Amy. And then that little snail on the inside, just ridiculous. I love him. He's so cute. He's so cute with his little cheeks. Like, stop it. I love it. So yeah, there is the finished card. Just gotta let that splatter dry before I get my elbow in it. And then we can go to, there we go. And who am I mailing this card to?
This winner this week is Valerie from Tennessee.
Valerie in Tennessee.
Yep.
So congrats. Like I said in last week's Sunday Live, might not be mailing stuff out till October. But I keep all the live stream winners, like cards and the addresses set aside, until I actually make it to the post office, which this month might not happen because it's chaos. It's chaos. But yeah, I will get him mailed out. He turned out so cute. I just love him. Love him. He's adorable. And you can't go wrong with mushrooms. I had a lot yeah, I had a lot of people ask me. This was one of the new sets that was part of the September release. I mean, carefully. The Postage Collage Mush Love. And people have been shocked that I haven't used it yet. The only reason I haven't had a chance to use it yet, you guys, I just haven't had time. But Wallflowers released many silhouette stamps that work. They work with the post collage, but you can kind of use them for anything, you know? Like they're just silhouette images. So yes, I was very excited about this set. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, he's gonna wait. He's just gonna wait. But yeah, he's so cute. I love him. I love that little hedgehog. Can't go wrong with that. So, like I mentioned in the intro, I have it linked below, like the release, the all the supplies we used, etc., etc. For those that are watching this, whether live or on replay, um, definitely click the visual supply list thing because I don't have all of them in the description box below. I couldn't fit them all. Again, gotta love YouTube. They limit how many characters we can put under our videos, and I maxed it out and then some. So the visual supply list will have all of the links, and then when I do the blog post later, that'll have the visual links as well, and they can all show up there. So that is today's card. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and I'll do all of the like photos and things like I always do. I'll post the photos and the social medias and all the things. And yeah, I have a lot more videos coming. I have a lot more videos coming. Still planning on doing my Sunday lives. I have a bonus live coming. I'm going live on Friday. Unless something changes, I'm going live on Friday at 2 p.m. It's not set up yet, but it will be set up this week because I'm going live with Altenew. And yeah, that one's a bonus live. So that's coming later this week. All my Stamptember content, all the other stuff I have going on. It never ends. It never ends. It's going to be super, super fun. And yeah, I very much appreciate you guys. I appreciate you like showing up for my lives. That's awesome. I appreciate those that show up on the replay. Love it. You guys are the best. And I also wanted to say, I really appreciate just the thumbs upping and the positive comments and just all of it, whether it's here or on my website or my social medias, my Facebook, my Instagram, wherever. I very much appreciate it. It's nice. We have a good, chaotic crew going on here now. And I appreciate it. Um do 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 and yes, Halloween stuff. I have more Halloween coming, of course. Heck, I do Halloween right up to Halloween, like right up to the very end of October, because especially once the crazy, crazy chaos of September ends, a lot of times I will dive in hardcore. I dive in hardcore into like holiday card making and Halloween and just go nuts. Last year, I think I did like over 40 Halloween videos, like a crazy person, but they're fun. They're fun. So, all kinds of fun things. And yeah, yeah. Everything's gonna be good. Um, yeah, yeah. Altenew, the bonus live coming, no worries. Their new release isn't till the next week. Yeah. And that one, like Altenew's September release. Yeah. I told y'all, like I have issues. I was just like, oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much, and I need more hours in the day. Wah! So yeah, but my bonus live that I'm gonna do, it'll be using Altenew products, older stuff. Nothing, no, like big rush. But stay tuned. So many good things. So many options. Options are good. Options are good. But anyway, And your Christmas stash is growing with Stamptember. Yes. That is one of the fun things I always include, even though the Stamptember stuff is limited edition, you know. Um, and yeah, Waffleflower. I have it. Yeah. Anyway, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. I can't give sneak peeks, hints, anything. That said, the like Stamptember collabs, the ones that are holiday themed, love it because it just gives me, and that's usually why I kind of go overboard with those collabs, whichever ones they are, and do multiple cards. Um, but the whole point of it again is to highlight all those different brands. And so far, there's only been 4 that have been released. We got a lot more to go. All different styles and types and, all the brands, all the things. And it's good. It's good. I love it. I love it. And I'm also insane. So, um, love the Tim Live. Yeah. Yeah. That was insane. Completely insane. That the Tim Holtz one, of course, sold out the kit, but the individual stuff's available. I linked to it. This morning's collab, the stamp and die set, sold out in under 30 minutes. I was just like, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's all over the place. There's no, I can't predict nothing. That's not my job. I just create and have fun with it. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of fun things. And again, there's all these brands like doing their thing as well, and I love it. And I wish I had more hours in the day so I could promote everyone and everything. I really do. Um, so yeah, it's all going to be just super fun and yeah, enjoy the inspiration. I know a lot of other makers are doing all sorts of things. Some are doing videos, some are just posting, Instagram and blog and Facebook and all of it. And yeah, there's so much. And even things like this, like Waffleflower on their website always posts tons of examples. You find a product, always look at the actual product page. And I know Simon says like all the brands that I work with, they all do that. They've got like so much inspiration. Sometimes it's mine, lots and lots and lots of other products and samples and videos from so many makers. And it's like you can just like flip through because if you're not sure about something, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Check out the inspiration for it, and then make your decision on how you feel about whatever it is. Because so often I'll have a product and I'm just like, I don't know how, is this me? Do I like it? And then I see what other people have made with it and I'm just like, oh, heck yeah, best thing ever. So I love it. I love it. Um, And yeah, I wish I need a bigger budget. I need a bigger boat and I need more hours in the day. If I keep putting it out there, maybe it'll happen. Anyway. So yeah, that's it. I have a million more things to get done today. I will do the photos and the social medias and all the stuff that I do for this, and then just stay tuned. I have many, many, many videos coming. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's a lot. I love doing it. Everything's crazy. So I'm gonna clean up my mess. Bonus live on Friday. Whole bunch of videos in the meantime. Planning on going live on Sunday again, like next Sunday at 2 p.m. And then we'll just see where things go. The inspiration always unlocks ideas for me. Same. The amount of times I'll make something with a set and then I'll see how other makers interpret it. And one, I'll just be like, I do this every once in a while. I'll just message like other makers in the space. And I messaged one the other day and I was just like, you need to stop. Just stop. Like, your cards are gorgeous and amazing and just stop it. I was like, I love it. I love it so much. And I don't have time to comment on everyone's things. But yeah, I'll see them do, because a lot of us get the same products. We work in the same space. And I'll see what they did with it. And I'm just like, excuse you. Why? Why are you so brilliant? Literally. It's like, why are you so good? Like, that never would have occurred to me, or that color combo would never have occurred to me. But that's the beauty of it. We can't do all the things. We don't all have the same style. We don't all have the same interests. That's the beauty of it, because it would be really boring if we did. That's also why I shouldn't be cloned. Nobody needs more of me or my style, you know? So, anyway, I appreciate you all again. This was good. I was a little bit like not feeling it right before we got started because I have a lot, but this was fun. He turned out so cute. You can't go wrong with cute little hedgehogs. So, you know, really the credit goes to Waffleflower for coming, and specifically Galena. She's another one. A lot of the samples you see on the Waffleflower site are by Galena. She also designs a lot of the products for Waffleflower. Absolutely friggin' genius. Some of the things, like, I could never come up with this kind of stuff, and she designs this kind of stuff, and then she makes cards with it, and I'm just like, I never would have thought to do like that color combo or just everything. Huge props to her. So many good makers out there. I love it. I love it. I need more hours in the day just so I can scroll through Instagram. Anyway, that's it from me. I think I've caught up to everything. That's it. I gotta go. I need to stop procrastinating. I just always procrastinate at the end of lives because I don't want to clean up. But I don't have a choice because I have 5 million other things I need to do. So, anyway, you guys are the best. I appreciate you all. I'll see you all very soon in another video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!